The vast majority of people in this world suffer from a collective mass delusion. In this context, I'm not actually talking about the God delusion, which is the belief that one or more gods do exist, but rather the delusion that you actually believe that. Allow me to elaborate. For the purposes of this sermon, I shall assume that you are a Christian, a derivation thereof, or a member of a similar theistic religion. In this case, you believe in a supernatural being which created the universe and everything in it, smiles benevolently upon all mankind, is unlimited in his power, knowledge, and presence, has laid out a divine plan by which all things happen, and I acknowledge that the granularity of this plan varies by denomination. Created hell, a place of never-ending torment and anguish, worse than you could ever possibly hope to imagine. Created a series of angels. One of these angels became a fallen angel named Lucifer, Satan, Phil, something, and now rules all of hell. Occasionally he manifests himself on earth and tempts humans into doing evil things. Has a special list of 10 things he does not want you to do, and depending on your denomination, these rules differ. In refusal to forgive man for his sins by his merit alone, sent his only son to be tortured and killed. This action alone appeased God's anger, and therefore convinced him to forgive man, but only if he repents afterwards and is truly apologetic for the crimes against God. Otherwise he shall go to hell. I believe something too. I believe that if you actually believed these things, you would live much more righteously than you actually do. You would donate most of your disposable income to charity, to good charities specifically, not the fake ones. You would donate most of your time. You would volunteer 6 days a week when you're not praying and trying to improve yourself in the eyes of God. You would go to church and pray more often than you do. Are your professional, family, and social lives getting in the way of doing these things? If so, you might not be doing enough to appease your God. Remember, from 2 Thessalonians 1:8 through 9, in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not God, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord, and from the glory of his power. That's not the kind of thing that you should take lightly. If you really believe that, then you need to get off your butt and go do some good. Although I personally prefer Romans 3:23, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So take this from this sermon. Do you really, truly believe what you believe that you believe? Or do you simply believe that you believe that? If you truly believe what you seem to think you believe, then you need to reevaluate the way you live your life. Are you living righteously enough? In fact, you should do that anyway, because you don't need God to tell you to be a good person. Many atheists, like myself, and agnostics do live moral lives. In fact, I happen to know some of the stranger religious people, the pagans and Wiccans, who live moral lives. You don't need God to tell you. It is up to you to decide what is right and to do it. Do what is right. Be a good person. You don't need God. You don't need a priest. You don't need anyone to tell you to do that.